Hello and welcome to the DevOps Speakeasy at the JFocus conference. My name's Stephen Chin. I'm the VP of Developer Relations at JFrog, and I'm very pleased to be interviewing Paulien van Alst, who's a software developer at OpenValue.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about what you do at OpenValue and kind of what you're going to be speaking about at the JFocus conference.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so at OpenValue we work at various type of companies where we help them with their innovation and software engineering projects. We're mainly focusing on Java, Kotlin, but also the whole full stack software development. And we really enjoy knowledge sharing, so we speak at conferences. We have a lot of trainings to help companies out with their challenges. So you will see us on stage on the main Java conferences at least. Yes.
Very good, very good. Okay, so it's great that we're here at JFocus and back in person with, I think, almost 1,600 developers in Stockholm.
Yeah.
You did a workshop yesterday about Kotlin and coroutines. So
yes.
How did that go?
I think it went well. People were at least sitting through to the end, so that's always a positive sign if they don't leave. And I think they were really enthusiastic. It was my second time that I was giving this workshop in person. It was given online, obviously, over the last 2 years. So I was a bit nervous. How does it go? What are the tips and tricks in person? But it went pretty well. I think people were really happy about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what sort of industries or people do you see adopting Kotlin and using it for their backend applications?
Well, actually, various industry companies. At the Netherlands, we know that banks are actually using it. They're not afraid of it. So if banks are not afraid of it, no one should be afraid of it. But yeah, what you see mainly is those young, inspiring companies, you know, we're not afraid to use new stuff. So new e-commerce platforms are using it easily. So yeah, it's very, very broad, and more and more companies are actually using it. Yeah, I'm very surprised. Actually.
Okay, and what are the big advantages of using Kotlin instead of using core Java?
Yeah, well, for me at least, the big advantages if you compare Java and Kotlin purely are the language features that will enable you to write safe code, so null safety, for instance. But also being able to write maintainable code, you know. So you have those language features that will improve your code because we write it once, twice, maybe 3 times if we refactor it a bit and polish it a bit, but we will read it so many more times. And Kotlin is very suitable for that. So I think that enhances working together on the same shared code base. But the most distinguished feature in Kotlin is coroutines for sure, because you won't, at least not at the moment, find a proper equivalent in Java. So yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And what's your talk going to be about that you're giving?
So tomorrow I'll be giving a talk about the Kotlin ecosystem, because what you see is lots of companies think that Kotlin is just a replacement of Java. Yeah. So you're switching because you don't really know how to express yourselves or whatever. And then you're switching. But yeah, using Kotlin in the Java ecosystem, it goes well, it's fine, there are good things, but you can't really get the best power out of Kotlin there, because a lot of Java libraries have nullable types, for instance, and stuff like that. So you need to do some workarounds. So in that regard, you will see that Kotlin is not only a language, but it's a pure ecosystem which is developing itself and becoming more and more mature, which can be really safely used in the industry. And that's what I'm going to talk about.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to get the full power out of Kotlin in your applications, you want to be building on top of open source technologies which are taking full advantage of Kotlin features. What are some projects which are doing this?
Sorry?
So what are some open source projects that you'd want to leverage if you wanted to take full advantage of Kotlin?
To use, well, I really like the dependency injection framework Coin, which looks in a very different way to dependency injection than Spring does. It's not necessarily annotation based. It's using interfaces where you can choose your implementation and stuff like that. It really looks to dependency injection in a different way, which I really like, because And obviously it will have its drawbacks, which I didn't discover yet, but it enables you to understand how dependency injection works, where Spring is a lot of magic still.
Yeah, yeah.
It's doing a lot for you, so you're not triggered to understand how it works. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's exciting. Yeah, and like anything else which like folks who are interested to start to adopt Kotlin as a primary language should take into consideration?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the big pitfall is that you can just... I see people replace Kotlin for Java and not really think about the idiomatic Kotlin. So you still see people using nullable types, still not really understand what immutability is, and not thinking of operator overloading when they're doing mathematical stuff. So if you're adopting Kotlin, don't see it as synthetic sugar for your Java code, but see it as the language was designed for.
Yeah, okay, so that's good. So avoid the anti-pattern of just writing Kotlin code which reads like Java.
Yeah, there is this great feature in IntelliJ where you can copy your Java code and paste it into a Kotlin file and then all the work will be done. It's not true. You need to refactor it then. It's just a nice starting point.
Okay, that's awesome. So I'm looking forward to your talk.
Thank you.
Coming up. Anything you want to tell us a little bit about your company, OpenValue, and what you do?
Yeah, well, I really like working at OpenValue. So we're based in the Netherlands. We started in Utrecht with a group of people of 25 engineers, but we're now expanding, having all those chapters in the Netherlands, so at Amsterdam and Rotterdam as well. But you can also find us in Germany and Switzerland. And yeah, it's the common divider about all those engineers is that we're really, really passionate about their job. I think everyone has those pet projects, discovering new techniques. And when we have like social activities, we're still talking about work. But it's really inspiring. Really, it's a really nice company to work for.
Cool. So thanks so much for the interview, Paulien. You can join us for more great interviews here on the DevOps Speakeasy at the JFocus conference. And hope you enjoy the rest of the conference here.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.